All right, we'll wait a couple minutes for everybody to get on and get starting. Good or bad news? It's the Keith, Yana, and Chad show once again.
Yay.
All right, well, welcome. July 1st, if you can believe it, July 1st, it is officially in the second half of the year, at the halfway point of the most interesting 6 months or half year of my life. You can say I'm not very old. Appreciate you guys saying that. And yet it was very interesting as well. Well, why don't we just do this with you two? Let's get some good mojo going. Tell me something good that you're seeing.
Yana first.
Yana,
Right.
tell us something good.
The market is on fire.
It is
So as you know, we've been hearing that the market's gonna crash and we are gonna see just a terrible year because of coronavirus. Well, guess what? We're on a peak of coronavirus and the market is hot.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very good. Hence, if you are throwing something in at the last minute in the market center, they are over their head on processing things. They're working through it digitally and fast. And yet, I don't know if you know this or not, but we do have a couple of agents who throw in their paperwork at the last minute. I know that's none of you guys that are on this call, yet just know they're working through it very quickly as well. If you have something that's a July change, mid-July, give us a second to work through this month's stuff and then we'll get to you. But they're working diligently to serve you guys at a high level. And yet, yeah, there's a lot of processing going on right now. Keith, tell me something good.
I would say with, like you say, the unrest that we saw in the first half of the year, I would say is opportunity with agents are looking over the fence. What else is out there?
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you're looking for your profit tree growth or profit share, and you know agents that are in the market are looking around and having questions, engage them in those conversations and refer them back to the leadership team, because now is the time where agents are looking at their business saying, what else is out there? Maybe I need to make a change. So don't neglect this time, this opportunity that's in front of us.
Yeah.
Hey, Keith, Chad, I think that we should actually share our success story as far as the leadership team on, you know, during this time, how many agents we have actually onboarded. So this month we are at 22, but Chad, why don't you share the story of during the lockdown, how many agents we were still able to grow comparing to other market centers? Because
Yeah,
I believe that's a very successful story.
very good. Last month we were at a gross 21, right? As well. So those are 2 solid months of us hitting our goal. And why does that matter to you is, well, I hope you hitched your ride to a leadership team. We practice what we preach. We're out there working hard. You know, in the month of May, we were 21, but we also had 3 cappers that came on board as well. Those are great stories. And then in, man, I lose track. In March and April, we were a gross 10 in both of those months. And of all the franchises in Keller Williams, there's like 832 franchises, only 26 we were able to say that. And so why I tell you that is when we focus on what's important, we go after the activities that really matter, you can have success no matter what's going on. And this is all going on in a pandemic, right? It doesn't matter what your views is, it's just a pandemic. We're also doing it with racial unrest is the best way to put it as well. And I think that's what really can set our market center apart, is just of the way that we function and work together. You know, that is not I wish I could tell you it's very common, and we're learning that it's not. And yet, we just had a lot of things that have occurred this year that's making people a little uneasy. What encouragement is, let's go do the activities that matter. So part of this is jumping into this is I want to just go back. The halfway point, it is halftime, right? And I always put this back to sports. Either if you're ahead or behind, right? So there was a Super Bowl that occurred a few years ago. It was New England Patriots. I know we always talk about them, but they're the one in the Super Bowl playing the Atlanta Falcons, right? And they went in the second half. Keith, do you remember that game?
Unfortunately, I do.
Okay, and how many points was New England behind?
It was a bunch.
Yeah.
Not at halftime, I said, "There's no way they're going to win this game."
Yeah, at some point you came in and you're like, I don't know if it got to as much as 31 points they were behind, just an unheard of deficit. And by the end of the game, right, they just kept chipping away, had a game plan, made adjustments, and worked toward it as well. And yet, the team that was winning, the Atlanta Falcons, they kind of got away from their game plan, and somebody else was to take advantage of it. So wherever you are on this point of this call, they were down by 25. Thanks, Ken Farley. He had it, 25, right? Wherever you are, if you're behind goal, right, you're not winning, or you are winning, running your play is so critical in your game plan. If you need to make an adjustment, let's make an adjustment. And so I wanted to share a few fundamental models that we have in Keller Williams. So let me tell you a little bit of story to put this in context. It's my own story, and yet we talk about the tool that's called the GPS or the 135. Those are interchangeable, and a tool called the 411. And I've had to do it before because either a coach or somebody in the region says you need to submit your goals or you need to do your 411, and I would just do it as a task. And yet this year, at the start of the year, became very intentional. I said, all right, I'm going to stick to it. We're going to do it as a market center. We're going to do it as the team. And then individually, right, I got the bold book. It's right there in my desk. And I was committed to writing my 4-1 each month. That's hard for me, by the way. I let 1 month get out of the way. That was when the pandemic hit in March. And I went, oh, it all changes. I don't need to write it down. Yet I did. I needed to write it down more than ever. And yet I was filling it out at the beginning of the month. And there was amazing how some of those things had occurred in the month that were happening. And there's just some power behind that. If you write down your goals, you're very articulate of what you want, they will come true. I was looking back to a book that I had years ago on goals that I written down. I went, wow, that really made a difference. I achieved those. So the power of this is halfway point. Let's get back to writing our goals, right? And let's really focus on what matters and what we're doing. So I'm going to go back and hold on. I need to find the right screen because I want to share a few things with you. So bear with me.
Hey, Chad, while you're looking that up,
Yeah.
why don't we also mention a growth plan that we have available for our agents that is usually in alignment with their GPS. So if you guys would like to receive a copy of the growth plan, just shoot us an email and I'm more than happy to send you the template.
Yeah. All right, here's one of the slides. Hopefully you've seen this. This comes right out of the MREA book, right? And it says, which business has a more stable foundation? And it's stable when it's built on models before creativity, and it's unstable when it's the other way around. This is such a simple illustration, but it's so powerful. So when we talk about using the tools that we give to you, if you build upon them and then use your creativity, good things are going to happen, right? If we come in here and we're an entrepreneur and we're all creative and I'm going to figure this out, I just came up with the most brilliant idea that nobody's ever done. You've got to build that on a model first. And so part of this is goals and systems are so critical along the way. Kind of like I use this as a day. If you were going to get ready to bake a cake, right? We'll talk to Keith and maybe Keith does his from scratch, but Keith, I'm going to go buy a mix. How about you?
No, we're going from scratch.
Okay, you're going from scratch. Okay. And yet, the first thing you're going to do with that cake is what?
I'm going to make sure I have my plan out, my directions, and all my ingredients laid out.
Your key ingredients, right?
Right.
So you're making it, there's some key things that has to go in that to make a cake. And you're not going to go I'm going to skip this and get really creative.
No.
We can get creative at the end, but we can't do that at the beginning. I think that applies in a lot of things, right? As we move forward, agents that come in and have success in the PC program, they just run the play that we give to them.
Hey, Chad, you asked last week, you asked me, well, what was my question? And I fumbled. this here, what is this a demonstration of? Who can verbalize what E to P means? What is E to P? This is the example of it.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship versus purposeful.
Yeah.
This is the perfect example.
Right. And we get in here and we go, hey, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm going to break through, which we have in another slide, is it goes right here. And this is breaking through. Because natural ability will only take you so far. You're going to hit a ceiling. And the one call that we had with the three ladies, Sahar, Alicia, and Jamie Castens, man, they were natural ability doing really well. And they're kind of hitting a little bit of a ceiling. A ceiling's a good thing, by the way. It's not negative, it's good. And theirs is they had to break through, is hiring somebody to help them. Doing some really good things, but kind of as an individual, you're going to hit a breakthrough. I mean, you're going to hit a ceiling and you got to go back, and then you're going to do it again and you're going to hit another ceiling. That's where it goes back to the goals and systems that we have as well. Hold on, I have another one. Here's a few myths I want to get to, and then I want to share a little bit of a goal things. I don't know if you've ever read this in the MREA book. It's my favorite part. I refer to this awesome. The myth one is I can't do it. Well, until you try, that word is try. It's okay, right? You can't possibly know what you can or can't do. So it comes to lead generating, right? Yana, you could have this approach. What's your philosophy when it comes to agents coming into the program, when it comes to lead generating?
Right. So many of them already come with many assumptions that they read on Google and heard from a friend of theirs, right? So some of them would be, oh, I'm never picking up the phone, I won't ever call because I've heard that expireds and FISBOs, they don't work. Then I would have another group that would tell me, well, my sphere is not very large. However, I'm not good at open houses. I'm not going to do an open house. I am not a people person. Yeah. So, it just really depends on their perspective. However, their drunk monkey is, very loud at that stage of their career.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why we say, hey, in the beginning, let's just give every one of these an opportunity, a try, so to speak, right? And you could find a niche that you didn't think you were good at. It's really taking out the thinking that you have and bringing into it. That's why some teams only want people that are coming from the corporate world. They don't want somebody that has a real estate license because they come with these views of what can and can't work. And they just rather just throw somebody in who has an open mind. All right, myth number 2, it can't be done in my market. And the truth is, yes, it can, but you might need a new approach. So we hear this technique that goes on, or working a luxury market or a certain niche, right? Is short sales going to be needed coming up, Keith?
More than likely, it's something to get your skills up and get ready for, because as we move along and forbearance runs out, there's going to be a wave of folks that need to short sell. Yeah.
Next one is, it would take too much time and effort. I would lose my freedom. And the truth is, time and effort are not the deciding factors in success. Oh my goodness. That's why it goes back to the 135 and the 411. Right? It's really focusing on the activities and things that matter most. I don't know about you two, if you've ever been really, really busy and then you go home and go, I didn't get anything done today.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So time and effort are not the deciding factors in success. The next one is too risky. I'll lose money. This is an awesome statement. Risk is a direct proportion of how well you hold your incremental cost accountable, producing the results that you desire, meaning that we put money into it, we hold it accountable, and make sure that we get a return. What kind of return do you think we should get on our money?
Multiples, not just percentages.
Yeah, and I would say is if you're not getting a 4-to-1 return for every dollar you spend, get 4, don't even do it. I've heard a lot of times people go is, well, I spent $1 and I got $1 back, so it was a win. I'm like, that's not a win. Now, so if you were to go out and spend money today in a real estate and you were working on it, where would you spend money?
Man, I'm looking at systems, systematic approach of my business, lead and handling.
Be specific. I'm going to spend $1. Where are you putting your dollar? Yana?
I'm spending it on leverage.
Okay,
And
so you're going to do people. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to hire the people to do the activities that I don't want to do.
Okay, very good. So you can hire people to do the lead generating more specifically.
Correct.
Yeah. Keith?
I'm gonna hire somebody to work my database to do the follow-up.
Yeah. Well, there's two ways I would spend money. Obviously, leverage is a big piece, but I would go on command and I would generate the Facebook. You can call them leads, you can call them opportunities. Now, if you don't have the follow-up, you ain't gonna win with that, right? I think for every 100 that you got, maybe one is right now business. If they're all follow-up. All right, we call that the FU, the business, right? Not a bad word, it's follow-up. We treat it like a bad word and creating the systems and doing it, okay? The next one, my client, oh, this is an awesome one. This is probably I refer to the most. My clients will only work with me. Only I can deliver quality service. Your clients aren't loyal to you. They're loyal to the standards you represent.
Right.
That is such a breakthrough. So some people, there's somebody on this call that says, I can't hire, they won't do it as good as me. And it's not true. They'll do it at a high level. And then the last one is having a goal and not fully realizing it as a negative thing. And the truth is having a goal and not trying to achieve it is actually a negative thing. So creating the goal and the standards that really move us forward. All right, I got one more. That's not a very clean copy right there. I have one more thing as we move through this a little bit. I don't know if you've seen this. This is off of Keller Inc. One more slide, and then I want to go to a little bit of a gold thing, and then I'll let you guys share some things as well. The difference between a functionary and a fiduciary. I don't know if you know this or not. That's the battle that we're in with real estate right now, meaning that they believe technology can come in and just take over the transaction, and a fiduciary is not needed. Now I'm telling you the opposite. We want the technology to really support our fiduciary at the high level. And that's a partnership, it's relationship, takes high skills. You've got to know what's going on in our market and receiving information. We've got to do a solid needs analysis. But this is the difference that sets us apart. And Zillow is a functionary. Rocket Mortgage, if they get in and get the deal and then they sell out the real estate piece to it, is a functionary. But I hope on this level, you wake up every day on the fiduciary and really follow this along.
Hey, Chad, I want to add something.
Yep.
I recently had an agent, highly skilled agent, who went on a listing appointment that was a higher price point. It was in Bel Air, and the seller was interviewing a Redfin agent, and then my agent. And I received a phone call from her, and she asked me, what do you think that sets me apart from a Redfin agent? Why the seller should go with her rather than Redfin?
Yeah.
So the reason why I want to bring this up is it is so important to know, what sets you apart, right? Why are you worth it? What is your standard? And truly be able to explain it to your client at the actual listing appointment. Because, at many appointments, we don't actually deliver the proper message about the quality services and the standard that we provide to our clients.
Yeah. And just so you know where you find this piece, it's on Keller Inc., right? It's the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. If you were wondering what value do I bring, I would go right down this list. And we got to articulate it more than ever and give the data that people need to do high level. Okay, I'm going to move right into this, and then I'm going to jump to our goal setting is the 80-20 rule. Keith or Jan, I didn't set you up for this. Any of you want to explain that?
Keith, go ahead.
Okay, it's the Pareto principle, essentially. So basically, if you focus on your top activities, that 20% of activities, it'll yield 80% of your results. It's when you let the 80% of the less important duties get in your way, you miss the mark and you don't hit your goals. But if you focus on the top 20%, what's critical to move your business forward, the rest of it will take care of itself, and you'll hit your goals. That's what the whole representation is.
Yeah.
It's called.
It doesn't mean your 80% it still has to get done, right?
But it's not your primary focus.
Correct.
Yeah. Give me an example of an 80%.
And 80% is, for me, 80% is my 3 hours on the phones.
No, I'm at your 20%. That's your 20%.
20% is emails, follow-ups. Follow-up emails and stuff like that, administrative stuff. That's my 20%.
That's your 80. That's your 80%. You got it backwards.
Yeah, well, my 20% is the calls. 80% is the emails and back and forth.
You still have to do them. Like I'm a real estate agent, right? Oh, I got to get my green sheet in, which is going away, by the way. You can't even do it, right? I got to get my commissions. I got to get my paperwork, 80%. Ooh, I love this. I have a closing I got to go do. That's an 80%. Even if some agents would say that doesn't even fit in your 80%, you could actually not even show up. Oh, you can't do that, Chad, right? But we were busy today and we're like, how's your day going? I've been super busy. I went to 2 closings today. Oh, that's great. But that was because of work you did 90, 120 days ago, right? That was in your 20% that led to that. And this is such a fundamental thing as we jump into it. Okay, I'm going to jump into one thing, and I'm jumping into, hold on a little bit, I'm all over the place. All right, this is from the one thing. I won't say that, but this is your guide. I don't know if anybody's ever read this on the one thing, but it talks about the power of a 411. Now, some people will set a GPS first and do the 411, but you can also do a 411 without the GPS. And it's the best accountability tool that we have. This is the one I'm telling you I'm doing every month. And when I do it, I start writing it out and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm almost there. Big things. These are big things that you want to happen. So here are the questions to ask. What are your personal and business goals? What would you need to accomplish this month to feel like you're on track for the year? And what do you need to accomplish each week such by doing it, you could hit this monthly goals? These are such powerful questions. I hope you wake up every day, right? And we're focusing on these things that are really, really big. And these are the big rocks, right? So in our economic model in the MREA book, we want to know our numbers all the way down to, we know if we make this many phone calls, I'm going to get an appointment. I'm so good on appointments based on my conversion rate. I know it'll get to a listing and or a buyer's rep. And if I get one of those, I'll know a certain percentage will get me a contract that'll lead to the money. So these are the goals that I hope that we're answering and writing every time when it comes to it. And it's also personal too. Things over here that really matters in our life. So I'll give you one example. Some of you have heard me explain this to you, right? I'm a little off track right now, so don't share this with me. Hopefully Andy's not on it. But yet my marriage is utmost importance, right? And you say, how do you make that a strong marriage, quantitatable, that I could work toward? I know that if I take my wife on a date night, that I win. And it's really is, if I do 2 a month, I win. So my personal is 24 date nights with my wife. Breaks down into 2 monthly goals, right? 2 of those, and then I schedule them for the weeks that I need them in. That is a very quantitative, specific, I know if I hit it or not. Now, I had an excuse, right? COVID hit and we couldn't even get to a restaurant. We've gotten a little creative, and yet I'm off track. So this is an opportunity to go back and revisit them. So the joke, if you guys were in the class, some of you were there, I told Andy one time, I said, oh, by the way, when's our appointment? And she goes, appointment? I said, oh, no, I'm sorry. It's on my 411 and go, but she didn't care, right? It was a joke. Yeah, that's an activity to focus on the personal side. Could be financial. What are you working on financially? What do you need to get into? Oh, yeah, speaking financially, don't forget, July 15th, we have to file our taxes, right? And you got to pay your taxes. So put that as a reminder. That would probably need to show up on your 411 if you haven't done that this month, because that's a big rock. You got to do it. Okay. Thoughts and questions on that, Yana? Give me some feedback.
So, it works actually the other way as well. And it's funny that you brought it up because my husband, Kevin, so he works in Florida and he's coming this week. And he said, what are we going to do on Friday? I said, hey, let's have a date and let's go over our 411. And he's like, what's that? I said, kind of like a bucket list. So, it can go the other direction as well. And your spouse doesn't have to be in real estate, right? But it's so important to be in alignment and have your family being supportive of your goals, and being supportive of your activities, and really understanding how important that is to you as a 1099 employee, because we know that our biggest weakness as real estate agents is what? Time blocking, right? We don't time block, and we get distracted by many different activities. So that's why these tools are so important. And I cannot stress enough how the GPS 411 and the growth plan, it just truly gave me a clarity, especially this year when I was intentional about truly following the growth plan and the GPS. And I had to go back last month and reset and change some of the strategies, yet we are back on track.
Yeah, right. Here's what it says here. Depending on your workflow, when you put together your weekly goals, right, they may differ. Some people like ending a work week by taking some time on Friday afternoon to look ahead. Some people do it Sunday evenings. And yet, if you just spend a few minutes each week, and I say minutes, right, to revisit, to get you refocused, is so powerful. And so our opportunity today is halfway point. Where are we at? Where do we want to focus on? If you're looking for this, if you go to the one thing as a free resource, just flows through it. This is such powerful things along the way. And then share it with others, right? Share it with others for an alignment. Oh, and then share it for others if you need an accountability piece. And when you share that, and this is a tool that I know in the Keller Williams systems there's a billionaire who put this together. His name's Gary Keller. And then there's millionaires who follow this. So if you need help on it, please don't hesitate to reach out. But if you go to the one thing, there's some great videos, the way to structure it. Don't overthink it. Here's where I would say most people mess up on their goals. They don't make them specific. What I mean that is, they're not exact. We want them to be exact numbers. How many appointments are we going to hit? How many calls? Break it down to the year. How many appointments do we need to go on? How many things do we got to put under contract? Right?
Hey, Brett, we still have our CGI that our agents can use at any time that will actually break it down for them. All they need to do is go to Connect, then click on Education, and you're able to access your CGI calculator. And we are 6 months in, well, 7 months in, maybe it is time to adjust it if you are behind.
Yeah. We're at a point right now, if we need to recast our vision and our look for the next things, we got to move forward. And here's the thing I'm going to tell you, the COVID thing's not going away, right? We're going to be dealing this for a while. We're going to have to work through the challenges that presents in real estate. Our economy in our area is going to take a little bit of a hit. It just is, right? Oil and gas is a big thing that we're working through. Doesn't mean there's not an opportunity out there. And I keep doing it and if it's on your 411, is that I'm going to make 5 care calls a day. That's 20 for the week, right? 5, well, that's 25, excuse me, help me with my math. 25 for the week, that's 100 for the month. That would be 1,200 for the year. I promise you, your big results would come from that.
Hey, Chad, that's a great segue into, like you say, resetting and recalibrating. You're always talking about know your numbers. You're always talking about going back to the MREA. And I've started a small group, and we're just talking about Profit Camp. And it's a great way, like, you to figure out, okay, I'm at the midpoint of the year.
Yeah.
Where am I, and how do I get to where I need to be? And so if I can share my screen on, just kind of give you an idea what the Profit
You're
Camp
on. You're a co-host, so it's you have
so
permission.
All right, share. Bear with me. Everybody see that?
It's coming. Yes.
Okay, so Profit Camp, I just recently took this class, and for me, it tied everything together. All the four models in the MREA, bold. It brought it all home and had me really put everything together. It made me want to go reread the MREA. Not just Chad saying reread it, make sure you know it. It made me want to go read it. And quickly, why does it do that? How does it help? Oh man, I'm at the wrong screen. Bear with me.
Well, remember that sometimes people look at the MREA book, right? I don't know about you. I keep mine right here at my desk. I'm flipping through it constantly. This book is super relevant today for business practices. Awesome. And we go back to it. Now, does it address all things? No, it doesn't address the technology piece, right? Because we didn't know we would be in our own platform. And some of the numbers are off, but not by much.
Right.
It doesn't address, like for our teams in the ISA model, OSA model, it doesn't address, but it's still relevant today more than ever.
Right. And so with the Profit Camp is, we always, in Bold, we talk about life by design. What do you want to have happen? Well, in the Profit Camp, it talks about, okay, pick your profit. And so in setting this whole thing up, like Bold, what do you want to have? What are your big goals in life? What are the financials tied to those goals? Then it breaks it down to your everyday lifestyle. What are your expenses there? And then finally, what is your business, cost of sale, and your expenses? And you roll all that in and factor in taxes for each one of them. And now you know what the profit, you started with a profit in mind, and then you build your business around it. And so it's a new way of thinking, and it really brought clarity to me personally and our business. And so it answers the question, why do you want to focus on your profit first? Most people are managing for production and not profit. So I want to sell 100 units. What did that leave you with as far as profit at the end of the year? 100 units might still leave you short of what your lifestyle should be. So changing your whole thought around it really drove home the importance of knowing your numbers, the models, and having your own profit and loss statement. For the first time in my life, I'll be able to generate our own business profit and loss statement and balance sheet. And so, is it powerful? Of course. Does it bring clarity to what your business is supposed to be about and what you want out of it? Laser focus. And
Is it a little painful to go through that and do it first?
Oh my God. You're sitting there going through your bank statement as they recommend, and the other folks, 3 folks in the class, we've done it, we've talked about it, and the clarity that we all have around our expenses and everyday expenses and what can we cut, and then how it all ties together is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to be starting a second group, and this is something that catches my eye. Well, you talked about lead measures and lag measures.
Yeah.
Your calls, how many calls are you making? The lag measure is the closings. How many closings or non-closings are you having? And then what are your habits around that? And finally, the statement from Gary Keller, the cost of your bad habits is your future. Your outcome in life are often the lag measures of your habits. Yeah. So it drives it all home. It brings all 4 models plus Bold and makes you understand why do we do these things.
Yeah.
The final thing I want to share with you is the new way of thinking. Out with the old, income minus cost of sale and expenses equal profit. That's not how you do it. Income first, cost, sale, profit, owner salary, expenses. That's how you have a laser focus on your business. You know where you are, you review it monthly, and you can still recover this year. You do this exercise now, you can have a chance to recover and make up 2020. So it's not lost, you just got to educate yourself. So I'll announce when the next class rolls out and my next group goes through. But if you want power over your business and have clarity about what all the tools and systems, how they interact, this is the class.
Awesome. Okay. And then Jan has already said it. If you don't know where to begin, go to the CGI calculator, and that is a great place to start. That is so powerful.
And we mentioned at the last team meeting the book Profit First, which is actually complementing what Keith was just talking about. It is a pretty difficult book, very powerful though.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, awesome. Yana, did you have something you wanted to share?
Yes, I wanted to talk about, whoops, I just lost it. Okay, here we go. For some reason, okay. I'm gonna share my screen, here we go. I wanted to talk about the KW effect. So we actually have a class that's going to be streamed on Zoom on July 15th. You need to register beforehand. It starts at 1 o'clock. And what it is, so it is about profit share and the power of profit share. And so I actually want to share my personal story, if that is okay. When I originally took over the leadership position back in 2017, I knew that I have to recruit. I just didn't know what that truly meant, right? So I started recruiting and all these people started putting me as a sponsor. I'm like, oh, okay. I knew about profit share. I just didn't know how powerful the profit share could be. And then I joined this Facebook group that's called KW Profit Share, I believe. And people start talking about stakeholders and people started talking about 401kW. I said, what is 401kW? I just did not understand it, right? Well, then as one day came and I was on all over the Facebook as the top 10 stakeholders for the quarter and then for the year, I said, oh, wow, what is that? And so the power and the message is you can truly build your profit share tree to the level where you actually have literally 401kW while being 1099 employee, which is actually a pretty neat thing, right? And what is the another advantage for our agents is the disappearing cap. So I was hoping that you, Chad, or Keith would actually talk a little bit about it, as we recently had agent Laura Parks, who is actually qualified for a disappearing cap. And we had quite a few others that referred us other cappers, and they will get to enjoy their reduced cap. So why don't you talk a little bit about it?
All right, so if you connect to us, right, connect meaning you bring in, we have to verify their production. We're asking for 3 million or more in MLS production. That way we know they're a solid capper. They join the company, right? And when the company meaning us, right, they name you as a sponsor, and then you get a reduction of 25% off of your cap. So part of that is going, you should never, and they named you in profit share too, right? So it's twofold. So you should never have an issue of saying, hey, I paid too much in cap. You can instantly, and meaning you're not going out there and recruiting, you're working transactions, and or if you know somebody and you just warm it up going, hey, you really need to go visit with Chad or Keith or Yana. Just give them an opportunity to visit with us. And then we follow up with you and you keep getting them to the finish line. So easy, another piece as well. Good place to start is to register for this class. So if I want to register for Yana, how do I do it?
So we actually posted the flyer on our Facebook page along with the link to register. We will go ahead and post it again today after the team meeting. So all you need to do is to just click on the link and then tap your name and email and you will be automatically registered.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Any final thoughts before I go to we're going to let Nimesh get on and show some technology pieces. Anything else? Well, here's what I'll say. Models and systems work. Halfway point, don't matter if you're behind or you're ahead, know your goals and write them down, articulate them. We're here to help you with it. You're not going to be great at it at first. They're going to sound goofy and you're not sure if it's done right. Just get started on the journey. The same with doing your P&L and your balance sheet. Just get on the journey. It's going to be a little painful in the beginning, yet we're creating habits that really set top people apart. This is a success tool. We're here to help you with it.
I'm gonna play off your sports analogy. Okay, so now, you're the Patriots, first half of the year kicked you in the teeth, understand your numbers, set your game plan, you can come back and win the second half of the year. So it's time to dig in, get clarity, focus.
Yep. And just start chipping away. You don't come back from 25 points. They only came back within the last few minutes of the game, but they did. Okay.
Awesome. I may start cheering for them now, but before then, no, never my team.
Okay. All right. Nimesh, all yours.
What's going on, guys? Hey, how's everybody doing? All right. Appreciate it, Chad. All right. Let me see if I can share my screen so we can get rolling.
Oh, we need to make you a co-host. Hold on.
All right.
We'll get there.
I think I can do it, though.
Yeah, you're a co-host now.
Good? All right.
Yep.
All right, guys. So today, there's not a plethora of updates, 2 major updates, okay? And I know this has been a long time coming for a lot of you guys. And that is, we are now beginning that phase to kind of phase out, or the time to kind of phase out MailChimp, and we're moving everything over to command email. Okay. So over the weekend, it actually went live, and you can start actually email campaigning straight from command. Okay. I've been waiting for this for a long time, as I know a lot of you have as well. All right. So I'm going to just walk you through that right now a little bit. Okay. That way you guys get an idea of how to do it, what it's like. And of course, we'll be showing you in more depth, okay, in the coming days. But as you can see here, I'm on the command homepage, okay? First and foremost, what I want to show you guys that are especially coming in here for the first time is to double check your command mail. You want to go into the settings, okay, under your name. And if we scroll all the way to the bottom now, it should already be connected for you, but it says command email, all right? And if you go into the manage button on the right-hand side, you can actually customize who the reply to email is. So if you use more than one email, or if you do not use the KW email, which might be in there by default, you can stick your own branded email or Gmail account or whatnot that you prefer to use, okay? So you can double check that. For most of us, they are giving us, well, for all of us, they're giving us 5,000 emails per month for free. That includes smart plans and your email campaigns. For 90% of us, 99% of us, that's going to be plenty, okay? And for those of you that need to possibly use more than that, there are subscription plans to add on to that, okay, which are relatively inexpensive. All right, so that's just an overview on where to check those settings for command email, okay? So now to actually do the email campaigns, you are going to go into campaigns, all right? All right, and as soon as campaigns loads, we're going to click on emails at the top. Okay. And once we click on emails, as you can see, it's brand new. So I haven't actually done one yet. You're going to create a new email campaign. All right. And choose emails. All right. You're going to name your campaign. I'm just going to call this one test. All right. Brand awareness. And you see down here, you want to make sure it's command email that it's going through and not MailChimp. All right. And you're going to set up that campaign. Once you do that, you're essentially filling in the blanks here. All right. So it's already selected my account. My recipient list, this was the biggest issue with MailChimp, right? Is we couldn't create our own custom list properly. Well, now you can through command, okay? So you would just click create your list, and then your database pops up, and you can start selecting people from that list, and it's dynamic. So I can say like Chad, and it should pop up. Okay, oh, that's the list name, I'm sorry. Okay, let's say KWSW. So I could say Chad, and it would pop up. There's Chad. I can select him, but now he'll stay selected. I can do Yana. All right. Yana will pop up. I'd select her. Okay. And I can do Keith. Keith would pop up. These guys are in my database.
You don't have to put me on your list.
Oh, no. You're already on there, buddy. Sorry. You're going to start getting all that junk mail from me. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Okay. Anyway, you would confirm, and this is how you would create your list from your database. And you can now make multiple lists, email lists. This was our big problem with MailChimp, right? You couldn't do that. All right. So if you see my drop down here, it always stays saved. I got buyer test. I was playing with it. KWSW is our aforementioned wonderful staff. Okay. And everything else is, you know, just follow along. Subject, listings. I don't know. I'm just making this up. Okay. And then you would come in here to the content, excuse me. And this is where we're going to be growing, okay? Just guys know that this is brand new, just came out this weekend, and we have two options right now, and they are both what everybody's clamoring for, and it's newsletter, okay? And periodically now, more and more templates will get added, okay? Now, you can create your own template if you want from scratch, which obviously is a little more advanced. If you go with the newsletter style, it pops up, you select it, your marketing profile fills in all your information. So you're just going to come in here and put in what you want for each one of these sections, okay? Now, I want to make sure I'm clear here. This is a DIY newsletter, okay? It's not like the eEdge where it's already pre-filled for you. They pick your articles. This is actually a little nicer. Does it take a little more work? Yes, it does, okay? But you can actually provide whatever information you want here. Okay, so you can put whichever articles you want. You just put a name, the picture, and then stick the link of the article that you want to share. And you can do 4 of them here. Okay, and then you just hit apply design, and you're going to be off. You'll see the preview here. You click send and it goes to your entire database. Okay, so that's pretty neat. So email campaigns have started. It will continue to grow, but it's ready for you to use. All right, so that was the first really big update, is that email campaigns are starting to transition into Command. All right, the second update is that just this morning, our KW consumer app, the one with the white icon, has updated. There's been some major updates and improvements on there, so make sure you go ahead and get in there and update that app into your Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. All right. Again, on the on email campaigns, we will start, showing you how to do that. We'll kind of incorporate it into classes and video on it. But you guys are more than welcome to start using that now. Again, I want to point out that starting today, commissions requests are only through Command. Okay, and we've been doing every Tuesday and Thursday. The class has been covering that. So if you guys have not been able to join those, make sure you try to get in there to learn how to do a commission request. It's very simple, way quicker than using doing the green sheet. And what was the thing? And if you have joined and you need to continue to practice, make sure you keep joining. As well as there is a training video on kwsw25.com that says commission submission, okay, that you can also follow along at any time you wish.
All right, one question is, can you select contacts by groups or tags on the new email feature?
Absolutely can. Okay, I did not go into that for the sake of time, but there is, when I started, when I put in Chad and I put in Yana, I put in Keith, there was a place that said tags, and you just choose the tags and the whole tag list shows up.
Yep. All right, very good. Okay, awesome. All right, let's
guys,
jump in. Thank you. Make sure I get everybody going. Go ahead, middle. We got a lot of groups coming. All right. Here they come.
Hello?
All right, Dale, go start us off first. AMCAP,
Yes,
what's going
sir.
on?
Well, in the mortgage industry, can you see me?
No, but we can see your name. Go.
So in the industry right now, things coming up, July 15th is tax day. So what that means for some of your buyers that are right now in the process, that if they haven't filed a tax return, we are going to need either a filed tax return and verification's been filed, or a filed extension proving they filed electronically. Just because you file an extension, remember, does not mean that you do not owe your taxes. Every lender is going to look to see that if those taxes are due, that they have been paid by July the 15th. So remember that for people that are self-employed. Bringing up self-employed people, the underwriting requirements for anyone is that the self-employed person provides a unaudited, meaning you don't have to have a CPA produce a P&L for the year to date. They may even ask for bank statements for these people that are self-employed to verify that deposits are still going into the bank and that they were not impacted negatively to their business through COVID. So knowing that in this area, so many people are self-employed that we need to ask the right questions. Underwriting, for every lender that I've talked to, it's just completely swamped. Every person in the process, from title companies to appraisers to surveyors to underwriters, and everybody in the industry is unbelievably swamped because of the volume. So when you're writing offers, you're going to need to put in there 40 to 45 days on some of these offers just to make certain that the process is going to be handled. That's all I've got.
Celebrity, all yours. You're on mute.
One day I'm going to get that right. How are you guys? I'm actually glad to be on again. As you guys, I'm going to just make an announcement. We actually do have Christina back, so hopefully she'll be back in the office soon and you guys will see her face. We also have Sabi Gutierrez has joined our celebrity title team downstairs, as well as, I think some of you already seen Melissa Lima. So I just want to FYI you guys on that. Just a little bit more information too. I don't know if we ever have actually talked, Chad, about what title insurance is. I don't know if that's ever been something that's been brought up in other meetings, but title insurance, I just want to give you guys a brief summary so that you're fully aware. Title insurance is very different than any other insurance you'll ever have. Title insurance actually protects you from things that have happened in the past, whereas most insurance that you get protects you from future use or future problems. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page and we all are fully aware of what title insurance can do for you. It's coverage that basically guarantees that research has been done, the records have been checked, and that your property that you're purchasing is clear of outstanding issues. So that's the biggest difference of title insurance versus any other insurance you ever have. The other biggest difference, you pay one time for title insurance. So as long as you're the owner or your heir is the owner of the property, then your title insurance is yours, that one payment. I don't know of another payment that's like that for insurance. Normally insurance is multiple payments or monthly, annually, or something like that because you're protecting future. So we make that very clear that we ask you to pay one time because we've done our research and our due diligence. So I just wanted to bring that to the table because I know I see 72 participants. I'm assuming some of them are new. Some of them are never really understood what title insurance does, but that is what title insurance does. It does secure you from previous things that have happened to your property. So outside of that, I did do this. I brought a book. I know last time we talked, I keep on bringing up this book club because the love that I have for books, y'all, I want you guys to understand. So I actually did purchase this book and I'm curious, I'm gonna look at the chat real quick. Is anyone interested in joining a book club with me and reading this book along with me? I've not read it. This was Chad's, book. Yes, Amber, wonderful. I see you, Amber. So Amber, I have a book for you. It is waiting for you at the office. So it's already there. Whenever you get a chance, please roll by and get your book. I'm thinking that our book club, and I'm gonna press enter, July 17th. So if anyone else is interested, please let me know. I'd like to have a July 17th book club. I'm gonna read it. Hopefully I can get through it. Chad said it's a hard read. So I'm going to reach out to you, Amber, and anyone else who wants to go ahead and be a part of it. I'm going to put a flyer out on your Southwest Facebook page so that we can all link together and kind of go through the chapters and maybe cheer each other on and hopefully get through this. And on July 17th, I'd like to put together a book club for you guys, whether it's in office, depending on what's going on, or virtually. Thank you, Amber. I see you. And we'll get together and we'll discuss this and see how this can benefit not just your business, but my business too. And hopefully we'll go forward and start a new chapter with Keller Williams Southwest, which is book club. So that's one thing that I'm doing.
Awesome book. Goes right along with the conversations that we had today on goal setting, lead measures versus lag. Oh, yay, I made money today, and we celebrated in our industry, and yet we should have been celebrating your activities that you did 90, 120 days ago. Okay, awesome. Reliant, you're up.
3.625.
Hello, everybody. I'm Yilin. I'm the mover concierge in your office. So basically, I'm the electricity lady in your office. Okay. I have joint contacts. So the first place winner is Brandy Simos. The second place is Zoe. Brandy is kind of new on using the referral program. I think she's online. I'm going to have her help me out to explain the referral program to you guys. I also have a list of number of people sending me referral last month. Thanks for those agents always sending me referral all the time. Okay, thanks so much. Brandy.
Yes, hi. Yes, I am. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So just real quick, I've been a Reliant customer for many years, and when she started coming to our meetings, I reached out to her to see if she could get me a better rate, and she did. So we're saving some money, which is awesome. And so since I knew that it worked for me personally, I felt comfortable then setting this up for my clients. I see it as just another layer of added value that I can offer to my clients, and how I present it to them. It's real, I keep it simple. Usually after we get past the appraisal period, then that's kind of the time they're starting to think about getting their utilities set up. So I just, either in a phone conversation or a text message, just let them know, hey, I've got a lady that is through Reliant. She has a concierge service. It's super easy. You don't have to be on hold. She makes it very easy to set it up for you. Do you want me to connect you? And it's been working well, just keeping it simple like that. They'll say yes. Then what I do next is just do an intro email where I copy everybody. I give her the new address of the buyer and contact numbers, and then she takes it from there. And then they connect, usually just through email or text message, so it's seamless. And it's just another thing that they look to me as like, okay, awesome, Brandy took care of that. So it's been working out. So now that I understand how it works, I just kind of wanted to share that with everybody else, that it's a simple process, and he does a great job of taking care of people. And the other thing too is, just recently I sent her a client that she's actually on a pretty good plan right now. So she's not trying to just get referrals. If she can't get them on a better plan than what they're on, she's doing right by our clients, which is what we would want and what we would expect also.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Good testimonial. Julie, just stop talking now. You got it. That was a slam dunk. Awesome. Thank you, Brandy.
You're welcome.
Awesome. All right. American Home Shield. Shanna, good to see you. What do you got for us?
Good morning. I'm Shanna Crane with American Home Shield, and I just first want to say thank you for having me. And I just have a few updates I wanted to share. As a reminder, please be sure to provide your client with their real estate plans. And these plans are specifically designed for someone going through a real estate transaction. They start on the day of close, and we're able to invoice title for any allocated funds. So just to make sure they get the real estate plan, you want to send them a PDF copy of our brochure. And if you don't have one, you can always email me and I can get one to you. So I'm going to send out my email address right now.
Okay.
Okay. And then also, if a closing date has changed, please let us know. So if a closing date changed and they have an American Home Shield warranty, we need to get that right on our end, as that's the start date of the warranty. And so we want to make sure that that is all correct. So if it's changed and they have a warranty ordered, just let us know so we can get it right for your clients. And as you know, our most popular plan is the Shield Plus plan for $550, and that's going to provide coverage on major components as well as most appliances. So that's a single family home under 5,000 square feet. So just kind of keep in mind the $550 price point when you're writing that contract. It just makes it smoother for title as well. Also, we do have 2-year coverage available, and that is in our brochure. So it's a great negotiating tool, though, to have that 2-year coverage. So keep that in mind as well. And then we have some Power Zoom classes coming. They're 15-minute classes. We know y'all's time is valuable, so we're just trying to do a little refresh classes. So you'll see that coming. It's going to be in an email format, Zoom link, and it's just 15 minutes long. So, and one more thing, if you are looking for marketing pieces, we have door hangers, door protectors, tent cards, all available to you at no cost. So if you're interested in that, again, send me an email. I can have those shipped directly to your home or to the office, however you prefer. And so just let me know and I can get those out to you. And then just most importantly, we appreciate each and every warranty sent our way. Just like you have goals, we have goals, and we appreciate your help in reaching those goals. And so I just want to say thank you, and then have a great day, and also have a wonderful 4th of July weekend.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Remember, here's a little recap for the office. We will be partially open on Friday. The staff is off, but we will have the front desk person. So we'll be kind of weekend. On Saturday, the office will be officially closed. AC will still be on if you want to come in as well. And yet it is a 3-day weekend and yet I know a lot of you will be busy, active out selling as well. But yet have a happy 4th of July. May you light a few fireworks or 2. No, that'll be me. I do like to light fireworks. But have a great 4th. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for spending time with us today. Thanks. Have a good day.